So it's once again time to take a look forward to the week ahead on Switch and to the new releases coming to the platform. And to be honest, it's a relatively quiet week, especially in comparison to last week's lineup, but today I've rounded up the most interesting titles I thought were worth a mention. As always though, drop a like if this one helps you out, subscribe for more Switch content including deals, reviews, top lists and more, and let's get started. So Necrosmith is our first title today, a strategy game which has you combining the body parts of deceased monsters to create your own Franken-monsters, balancing things like survivability, speed and combat power to produce an army of the dead which can then be sent into battle against the Chosen Ones and their hordes of minions. Operating from your Necromancer's tower, you'll build your power, upgrading the tower to research and grow new body parts and craft techno-magic devices to further improve your army with. But with more than a dozen biomes to work through and a unique gameplay premise, Necrosmith looks like a solid pick this week for fans of strategy games. Now our next title comes to us from 8-Bit Legit, a publisher who specialises in bringing classic NES inspired titles to both the Switch and the NES in cartridge form, but Full Quiet looks set to push the old dog to its limits. This one though is an open world adventure come puzzle game in which you're tasked with restoring a radio relay grid in order to find your missing son. It features a day-night cycle and its gameplay looks to combine classic action platforming with puzzle solving as you navigate its world, battling supernatural enemies, upgrading your skills and equipment, and attempting to decode the mysteries of its strange past. An awesome concept with some fantastic NES-inspired visuals. Up next we have Garlic, a rather odd little title featuring onion-headed protagonist Garlic and his quest to climb a sacred tower and meet a cyber goddess who will supposedly grant him a wish, but apparently something doesn't go to plan. What exactly this mishap is anyone's guess, but the game is a hardcore action platformer inspired by classics of the genre, featuring challenging gameplay with a mishmash of platforming mechanics including screen wrapping, wall clinging and deadly falls, lethal traps, enemies and bosses to battle, plenty of checkpoints to save you from rage quitting, and a nostalgic pixel art visual aesthetic. A cool looking throwback title though, with plenty to offer to those looking for a challenge. So possibly the most high profile release this week is The Legend of Heroes Trials into Reverie, a port of the 2020 PS4 title and the 10th installment in the Trial series of games, but this one is a classic JRPG centred around 3 separate story arcs, each focusing on a different protagonist, which the player can switch between as they progress through the game. It features a turn-based combat system blending both physical and magical attacks, but it's a lot deeper than your standard JRPG setup, with spells taking several turns to cast, combat links forming bonds between your characters and their abilities, and a unique United Front feature allowing you to utilise your entire roster of characters for massive cinematic attacks. With an engaging narrative, complex battle system and over 50 different characters with which to form a party from, Trials into Reverie looks like an ambitious entry into the series and well worth checking out. So our penultimate title today then is a real indie looking one called Medal of Guardians, and going by the eShop description, which is admittedly a little lost in translation, this one is a co-op arena battle game with both solo and online multiplayer, in which players select from a variety of specialised classes including tank, healer and DPS, and then work together to defeat waves of enemies. Enemies reward medals with which to upgrade weapons, armour and skills with, and each of the 10 job classes come with their own unique skills for you to utilise, but there's also a sphere system allowing you to mix and match 18 different passive and active spheres to customise your build with. This one comes to us from the creators of Old Coin Pusher Friends, a little gem of a game which was a lot of fun to play online, so hopefully this one is just as good. Rounding off today's list then we have Feeble Light, a classic bullet hell vertical shoot 'em up with some flashy looking pixel visuals and easy to pick up but hard to master gameplay. This one features 5 randomised stages for you to blast through, filled with swarms of enemies and bullets for you to dodge, and skillful gameplay is rewarded with bomb energy, allowing you to activate screen clearing special attacks. But it's a challenging looking one, all about precise movement and tactical counterattacks, and the artwork also looks pretty awesome. A simple but no doubt addictive shmup, perfectly poised to be a fantastic little time filler title. And that, my friends, about wraps up this week's lineup of Switch releases. A little light but some interesting titles nonetheless. But will you be picking any of them up, or are you still working on last week's backlog? Let me know down below, and as always, drop a like and subscribe for more Switch content. But for now, thanks once again for watching, take care of yourselves, and game on.